Come check out the brand new Age of Sigmar Allies bundles.
Spiky bits.
What's up, Hobby Maniacs? Rob Baer with you again today. Checking out the brand new Age of Sigmar bundles. I guess there's about 8 of these bad boys for release this week. And the whole premise behind these is that now in the new Generals Handbook, you can take allies, and it doesn't change your faction any as long as the ally itself is listed. For instance, something like Chaos Battle. Chaos can have, depending on which faction you're looking at or allegiance you're looking at, they can have an ally listed here. So, for instance, Bray Herds can take Chaos Gargants, or Monsters, or Thunderscorn, or War Herds for their army, and it doesn't count against their faction, so they can get all of the allegiance abilities and everything else that is listed later on in the new Generals Handbook. So that's kind of cool. And these all have pretty good savings. Now, we're not going to unbox each and every one of these because at some point or another on this channel, we have already unboxed all of these units over the past 6 or 7 years. So believe it or not, they're all on here. So if you need to look at one individual particular unit, you can. Just type it in the search bar there on YouTube and check it out. Now, that being said, we will go over the price breakdown because on a lot of these there is a significant savings involved to purchasing this particular box set over maybe getting them separate. And then what's really cool too is another feature on the back of the box that we'll show you here in a second. Now, there is no War Scroll Battalion, or there are no War Scroll Battalions inside each one of these boxes like we previously saw. Just the instruction manuals for the models themselves. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you want to go with it. But that being said, I don't think it's that bad of a deal because the fact that now you can take stuff, for instance, you know, you weren't allowed to take giants in a Iron Jaws army before, which was kind of silly, but now you can't. So there's some cool stuff and there's some bad stuff. So first up, let's take a look at the War Herds. War Herds. These are the, you know, basically the Mad Cows, the Minotaurs. Now, this is a $75 box right here. And the breakdown on it is that you get the Gorgon for $53 normally, and the Bulgors for $47. So that's a total cost of $175. So you save about 25 bucks, which is about 25%. And I'll just preface this with all of these breakdowns with the fact that most people can get an additional discount, whether it's at their FLGS, or online. You know, obviously vote where you play, vote with your hobby dollars where you play, unless you have a problem, I suppose, with that area, because we all need a place to play. Obviously, I'm not condoning anybody buying anything online or anything, but we all know in this day and age that you can get discounts on Games Workshop stuff. It isn't a big secret or anything out there, right? What's also cool about these box set formats is that they give you the points, the total points for the box, and they give you the individual breakdown, believe it or not. So you got 200 for the Gorgon and 180 for the Bulgors right here. So that's kind of cool to see. It's a neat little thing. You're like, oh, well, you know, I wonder, I got, you know, 1,500 points of whatever. Let me slap some allies in there. I wonder how much this box costs. It's a good deal. Boom, boom. Oh, okay, cool. Now I know I just need another, like, you know, battle line or perhaps a leader or somebody to throw in there, and I'm good to go. So that kind of gives you an idea, and that's what I like about the new format for these boxes, besides the fact that there's a little bit of savings too. Now, Slaves of Darkness box right here, this is a $80 box set that's going to contain 2 of the Chaos Chariots, so that's $80 total retail, and 1 set of the Chaos Knights. Now, something else to note is that unlike a lot of the boxes out there already currently on store shelves, these are going to come with the round bases. Now, that's not to be said that if you buy a box of Chaos Warriors and it comes with a cavalry base, that you couldn't call GW and get the correct bases. I don't know because I haven't tried it, but I know sometimes out there there's products still floating around that hasn't made the switch to round base format. And again, you can see the points values, 340 total, 160 for the Chaos Knights, 100 for the Gorby's Chariot, and 80 for the Chaos Chariot itself right there. So that gives you an idea what comes in that one. And of course, also a very good breakdown when it comes to the money-wise, because you're looking at a total cost of $110 with a savings of $30. So right around 25% again. Daughters of Cain, this is an interesting box because when the Witch Elves came out and the Blood Coven, or the, what is it, the Blood Throne, a while back. It was kind of high price. It was right around that time where 7th edition was starting to get a little, or excuse me, 8th edition fantasy was starting to get a little bloaty, and people were like, what the heck is going on? And there's a lot of confusion and things, and then this came out, and it seemed like a lot of people were negative about the price point of these particular two kits. Now, the Shrine is $75, and it makes two different versions, of course, and we'll show you here in a second. And then the Witch Elves are $60 for 10 models, which reflects their previous price in pewter. Because we all know 10 models for $60, this quality, you can make, you know, you can compare them and kind of be like, hey, why is it that much? I don't know. But when you go back and you look how they used to come, that's because they were in pewter, which started costing more than plastic. I may be misspeaking, but that's the way I remember it, at least, right? All right, so $100 box, $75 for the Shrine, $10 for the Witch Elves. So total cost $135, total savings of $35. So pretty good deal right there. $140 for the Blood Rack Shrine, $60 for the Death Hag, 100 points for the Witch Elves, or whatever they want to call them now, because you can't copyright elf. I think we all know that. And the Blood Rack Shrine actually makes two different versions. You can make the Altar Arcane, I believe, as well. So it's a dual kit. I'm pretty sure it just doesn't come with the... Actually, let's open it up. I'm pretty sure it just doesn't come with one version of... Yeah, there's the cane bits. So it definitely is an Altar Arcane as well. There's all the Witch Elves. So you could conceivably have more, depending on how many models you want to run in your Witch Elf squad, right there. So again, about a 25%, give or take, savings. Not too shabby. Next up, if you're a fan of the Gobbles, we got the Spider Fan Garage. And this is only a $65 box, which seems pretty good because, you know, it's got that big-ass Ragnarok spider thingamabobber, or Ragnarok spider, which is $57.75. So $57.75 for the big spider. This is $65 for the box itself. So do the math on that. I feel like this is a good deal. And then it also comes with the little Grot Spider Riders, $35 kit normally. So you're clocking in at 92 retail. So you're gonna save about 30 bucks. Again, another 20 to 25-ish savings on the day right there. That's a really cool spider. And these guys used to, last time I played against them was 8th edition fantasy. Haven't played against them in the new Age of Sigmar, but seems like they would make good allies for a lot of destruction out there. Speaking of destruction, we got the Algozler Gargants. Obviously, these are giants. Can't copyright giants, so now they're Gargants. Welcome to Games Workshop. All right. So it's just two giants in there. We've seen the giants before. We've unboxed the giants before. We talked about giants a lot. Two of them comes up to $107.50. Total savings is $32.50. So again, right around that 25% savings. 340 points for the two of them. Obviously, split that in half, and you get the cost for a single giant. Next up, getting into some of the undeath, or death or undeath, Death Rattle Borrow Lords, which is going to be one squad of those knights, one squad of the Wraiths, or the Grave Guard, and one Wraith Knight. I believe it's Right King, excuse me, Right King. So 320 points, 120, 80 for the Grave Guard, 120 for the Black Knights. This is a dual kit as well, depending on how you want to equip it. $65 retail, that's going to break down to roughly $89 total MSRP, savings of $24 on this box set. So this will get you up and running with a nice little death force, depending on where you want to go. If you want to get some Nagashes or some Morghast and all that stuff, or maybe some of the allies, the horsemen of the apocalypse, so to speak. But this gets you up and running pretty quick. If you don't want to go with the ghouls and the zombies type deal, this is a pretty cool, neat little box set right there. Again, great deal on the day. And last, nope, not quite last, almost last, Night Haunt Tormented Spirits box right here. So you got the little spirits here, the Karen Wraith, and these guys, I actually forgot who they are. Spirit Hosts and Hex Wraiths, there we go. This is also a dual kit. It makes two different types of kits out there. So 340 points, 60 for the Karen Wraith, 120 for the Spirit Host, 160 for the Hex Wraith. Now that's going to break, this is a $55 box that's going to break down $14.75, which seems like a good value for a GW single miniature, $15 on the day. 26 for the Spirit Host. Again, a pretty cool kit. You see these getting comboed into a lot of different things because each base is technically 3 models. So it's almost like the Nurgling deal. You get a bunch more than you actually pay for, it seems like sometimes. And 5 of the hex race, 33, 73, 75. Total savings of 1875. So that's going to be, again, about 25% savings. And last but certainly not least is the Collegica Arcane, which is basically just 2 box sets of Battle Wizards that normally go for... what do these go for? 40 each. No, these go for 30 each for the 2 box set of 2, which makes any one of those guys right there. This box set is $40 on the day. So normally 60, cost you 40. Again, decent savings, 25%-ish. 400 points for each one. Obviously, they're 100 points each, and they ally really well with a lot of the other order units right there. Because who doesn't want a caster? You get those dope mortal wound spells and buff Mystic Shields and things like that. So that is it for our Allies breakdown, of course. We have the Generals Handbook. We're going to be breaking this down in a separate video, spending a little bit more time on it. It's not going to be a complete tips and tactics, but it's not going to be a complete first look either, because there's a lot of information in here that we really need to talk about, and I think there's a lot of folks that really want to know about the whole new pitch battle, match play, whatever you want to call it, type deals in here. So a lot of information. Make sure you scroll to that video, which should be up next in the queue. So that's it for this one. If you like our video features here on YouTube, please subscribe to our videos and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to comment and thumbs up our videos. And head on over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of 8th edition and Age of Sigmar battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.